Hello, everyone. I will be talking about the death penalty, more specifically, the Robert Fratta case. Robert Fratta was sentenced to death for hiring two men to murder his wife. He has been sitting on death row for a bit over 25 years, and his execution is set to take place on January 10th, 2023. So, the average time that a person in Texas will sit on death row is anywhere from 10 to 11 years. So 25 years is a bit of an overstep. Let's talk a little bit about due process. What is due process? The best way that I can explain it is that it's essentially the guarantee or the reassurance that legal matters are going to be resolved according to the law, according to the Constitution, according to the rules, and an individual that is being tried should expect that the rights stated in their Constitution should be applied to them fairly. So, how does the death penalty deny the due process of the law? Well, when a state legally murders an inmate, an individual, a human being, that individual is denied the opportunity of new evidence coming up in their case. That individual is also denied the benefit of future laws that may be created that may reverse their conviction and instead give them a different punishment instead of the death penalty. Okay, let's move on to the Eighth Amendment. The Eighth Amendment says, excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. The death penalty violates the Eighth Amendment. It's a whole contradiction. I think that people people are very prone to judging other people, and most people that sit on death row obviously have committed gruesome and cruel crimes themselves, and they probably deserve to be there. They probably do. But as mortals, as human beings, we just don't get to decide that. We don't get to decide that because who are we to decide when, what date, how long those people are waiting to die? And I imagine that it's very cruel and very unusual to go to sleep every night and just count down the days until you know you're going to die. I heard this quote that I always tell people when we converse about the death penalty, and it's an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. And I think that's a very powerful statement, especially when it comes to the death penalty, because I personally disagree with it, but I also put myself in the shoes of the victims and their families, and perhaps if I was in that situation, perhaps if my mother was taken from me, my friends, any family member, anyone that I love, perhaps I would want their murderer to be behind bars and sentenced to death. And perhaps I would want the most unusual and cruel punishment for them. I just don't know. But from a legal standpoint, it's not right. and it violates our rights as human beings. So, basically, the death penalty denies the due process of law and it violates the Eighth Amendment. Thank you.